Salads, they've evolved. They're more than just a side dish. They are now a meal unto themselves. And for those of you who try to incorporate the Mediterranean diet into your life, salads are indispensable. Today I'm going to go over my 5 tips on how to make a great salad. Stay tuned. Greetings everybody. Welcome to Brian's Table. I'm Brian Singh, and today we're going to go over my 5 principles for making a great salad. I'm going to show you through doing some simple meal prep and some items from my pantry how I can make a really good salad using 5 simple principles. Let's go. There are 5 principles in my mind towards making a great salad. The most important principle, number 1, it is think about the salad in its entirety. Too many people look at the formula of salad ingredients plus dressing equals salad. That's not how you have to think about it. If you think about every component and its place, and if you want to taste it and what it brings to the salad, you have to think about it in its entirety in terms of when you put that on your fork, what is the experience you want to have? Very few people think about that, but the simple principle of think of a salad in its entirety.
But combine one flavor with another, and something new was created.
You will get to the point where you're going to be making delicious, hearty, and really satisfying salads that you're not wanting to go and crave and eat junk food. That's my hope. Number 2, use the freshest ingredients that you can. This is a no-brainer. Whatever's in season, use it. If you don't have stuff in season, use more root vegetables. You could do some wonderful things with your imagination by just using what you can get at the cheapest price and most in season at any point, and incorporate that into salad. You'll be amazed what you can do. The third point is mouthfeel and texture. I can't emphasize this enough. Too many people put these unidimensional salads together. Salads are a wonderful platform for just adding crunch, adding soft components. Goat cheese is a lovely component in salads. You can add nuts, you can add fruit. There are few limitations as to what you can add in a salad. You just have to understand how to balance off what mouthfeel and texture is like to something that's pleasing and satisfying to you and your family and maybe your dinner guests. Which leads to the 4th point, which is experimentation. I love putting fruit in my salad because fruit, when it's paired with the right item, adds a lot of unique flavors and textures and brightness to a salad. I also love doing roasted beets, and when you think about that too, they bring a bit of sweetness and almost that they are a ground provision, and so therefore you have to think about what you want to have offset on that. So through experimentation, you will get to point number 3, which is learning more about textures and mouthfeels. The last point, and this is quite critical, is to make your own dressing. Here's a tip on that one. Dressing is simply a fat, an acid, something salty, something sweet, maybe something savory. All of these components are here, and I'll show you how to follow some principles on how to get a simple dressing, but more importantly, you can use components of whatever you're putting into salad in your dressing to harmonize the flavor of the dressing with the salad ingredients to yield a better salad. Let me show you how this is done. Let's get to our mise en place. That is everything that we've had prepared. And for those of you who have seen my previous meal preparation video, please take a look at that. You'll see how this came to be. I have some lettuce on hand here, which I washed previously a few days ago. As you can see, it's still lovely. You know how to, if you know how to pack it, all of these items stay fresh for days. I have some carrots I julienned. I have some mint that I have left over. That's now more than a week. I cut up some green peppers. I have some cucumber. I have some toasted pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds add a protein and fiber. I have some pulled chicken here, and I also have some steamed broccoli. To this, I'm going to be adding some orange segments, and I do have some feta cheese here, and we're going to get to my dressing. Let me get to the orange segments first and show you how that's done. First off, I do like to get a little bit of orange peel to add that orange flavor to it. And I just use a fine grater to do that. Doesn't need to be very fancy. There we go. Make sure anytime you're using a fruit that you use as much of it as you can anytime you have it. And there's a lot of flavor in the orange peel. Now, to supreme this, very easy. You cut off the top, like that. Cut off the bottom. And quite simply at this point, you just take your knife and just follow around the edge and keep cutting. You'll get better at this, but as you can see, what you're doing is you're just exposing the flesh of the orange and just getting the peel out of the way. And what we're going to do after that is we will segment this and we will have oranges ready for our salad. I love oranges. I grew up with them. I was able to cut them, pick them right off the tree at my childhood home. As you can see now, just using a sharp knife, you're able to get that there. And I always love oranges in savory applications because there is a lovely acidity to orange that works well with, you put that with fish and chicken, delicious. So with a little bit of technique, you can make your salad even fancier with just knowing how to supreme an orange. Great. At this very end point, I just squeeze it out. And I'm going to use some of that juice in the dressing. So that way it will marry the dressing with the oranges in the salad. So we now have some orange juice with a little bit of orange zest. That's going to go in the salad. And I think we're almost ready to make our dressing, and then we can assemble the salad. All right, for our dressing, I think I want to put a little bit of garlic in here. So I'm going to use my grater again. Has a nice little bite and bitterness to it. You don't need a lot, that should be fine. It's okay if you get a little bit of the orange in there, because again, that orange is going to translate into combining the flavors quite nicely. I like Dijon mustard. Let's put a little bit in here. Nice little bite to whatever you're making. Let's add a little bit more. Beautiful. So we have the garlic and we have mustard. I do like honey as my little sweet component because remember, think about it like sweet, bitter, salty, and sweet. Did I get that wrong? That's terrible. Just think of the same principles you see in any of the Southeast Asian cuisines. They're applicable anywhere. Use a little bit of sweet, sour, bitter, and salty. That should get you there. There's 4 principles and they work really well. I do like to add varieties of acid because I find different levels of acid, different flavors of acid add a interesting component. So I'm going to add a little bit of sherry vinegar. This one I keep on hand. Also, I'm going to use a little bit of lemon. When you go to a restaurant, this is what they do. They do all these little fancy little things, but they have things that you have already in your pantry, and you just need to know how to use them. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of that peel in there, and I'm going to add a little bit of juice. There we go. Delicious. And the last acid I'm going to bring in is a little bit of white wine vinegar, because traditionally when you use Dijon, they use white wine vinegar in it. Great. So we have a lovely acid balance there. Now, to bring it, make sure it's well seasoned, I'm going to add a dash of salt. Again, I don't want to put too much salt in here because there is some salt in the mustard. I love having pepper in here. Great. Let's get my mini whisk out and let's give this an initial stir. So that way we know, based on a ratio of about 1 part acid to 3 parts olive oil, we want to be able to get that to a nice emulsion. So I'm going to pour in. You just need to eyeball it, because at the end of it, you need to taste it and make sure that it is delivering on the flavors that you want. So that's there, maybe about that. And the nice thing about when you make your salad dressing in a mason jar, it's already in a form that you could just pour it over your salad, and more importantly, put it up in the fridge. There's nothing wrong with reusing salad dressing, and you know what? It could become a base for another one. Because as long as the flavors are right and harmonious with what you want to do, and you master this technique, and salads are a breeze. All right, I gotta taste this. See, very simple emulsion there, and you have a pretty fancy salad dressing ready. If you want to, you could add some herbs to that. I like adding maybe sometimes a little bit of fresh thyme, adds a nice little flavor. If you want to be, like I'm going to put mint in this, so I'm not too hung up about that because I like putting fresh herbs in my salad. Let's see how this tastes. That's nice. I could do with a little bit more olive oil, and we would be set. Again, it's amazing what you're able to just eyeball. That's a lovely, there's a lot of layers of flavor in there. The garlic comes through beautifully, adds a nice little bite. The mustard and the honey round out the flavor beautifully. And the acids add all those different levels of flavor. And that little hint of orange peel really does come through. Okay. And if you are really lazy, at this point, a really good way to do this, and a good way to get your frustrations out during the day, put a lid on it. And give her a good shake. No comments about what I'm doing here, okay? Anyhow, I think this should be good. Let me give it a taste. Perfect. All right. Now let's assemble the salad based on those 5 principles. So we have our dressing, principle number 5. We have fresh ingredients as best as we can. Most stuff, I do try to get these from local suppliers. These are greenhouse supplied, so fresh and local. But again, middle of winter, we work with what we can. Experimenting with flavors, we're going to be putting a bit of orange. We're going to be putting some of the nuts on it. And I like a protein of chicken in there, so that way it's a lot more of a hearty salad. And always good to have a little brassica in there. That's what I have with the broccoli. So for mouthfeel, I have crunch coming from the nuts and texture. I have crunch coming from these items here and the lettuce. A softer item is going to be the chicken. I'm also going to be bringing a little bit of creaminess into this with a bit of feta cheese. So I'm just going to cut off a little bit here, and I'm just going to put that there on my cutting board. I'm going to crumple that onto the salad when we're done. Okay, I think we're ready to go here, and I'm going to just get a few capers out because I do like a little pop of salt in my, see, I'm salivating already just talking about capers. That's what they bring to the salad. So there's a little bit of sweetness in the dressing. There's going to be a little sweetness in the orange. So that now gives you the experimentation, and as well as things like a mouthfeel and texture. And more importantly now, if you taste this dressing with these items, hopefully comes back down to principle number one. We're thinking about the salad in its entirety. Let's assemble. Okay. So I've taken the liberty of cutting up some lettuce here, and let's assemble. So I'm going to do this in a bowl, but one of the things I really like to do is I like to assemble salads for individual portions if I have friends over. And what that means is you build the salad on the plate. And it's very important to think about when you are building, again, coming back to principle number one, think about how the whole salad works together, is you could put the salad on a plate in a way that you cue your diner on how to eat the salad. Again, you gotta make food obvious because it's more enjoyable when it is. So with this one, I'm gonna be constructing the salad in such a way that hopefully when I mix it up, I'm gonna get all the proportions right and I'm gonna get something quite tasty. So I have all of these green peppers. You know, I only have a few here. I'm gonna use them up. So that means that I'm already gonna be putting more green pepper in this, and I have to think about what I wanna balance those flavors off with. I'm gonna add some more crunch with some of the carrots. Again, this salad is gonna be a little bit more with the ingredients forward than lettuce forward, and that's okay. Again, it's up to you. It's as long as it's a good salad and tasty, you'll be very happy. Here we go. I'm gonna add some cucumber to that because I find cucumber plays really well with orange and adds a nice little fresh flavor to complement the orange. All right, let's add some broccoli. I know broccoli. Brassicas work really well with fruit. You know, I wish we saw more of them on menus everywhere. Surprising, like, you know, you squeeze some lemon over brassica, you know, it loves the acid. So again, delve into that territory. It's great. All right, so we have that there. We have the base coming along. I'm gonna add, at this point, I'm gonna add the mint because I wanna be able to use the mint and mix it all in. And again, for a week and a half in the fridge, that's pretty good. I'm gonna enjoy that. And I got the maximum value off of that one bunch of mint, like there's no tomorrow. All right, at this point now, we're gonna add the chicken. And you wanna get a good balance on that. Again, we could only metabolize 3 to 4 ounces of protein at any one point. So really, you know, if you have chicken left over, that would make a really good sandwich. Or if you want to, you could make a lovely jar salad that you could have the dressing at the bottom and turn it upside down at work the next day. You have a lovely meal off of that. All right, so we have our base salad together. Let's dress this now. Why haven't I put the other stuff on yet? Because I want to put it on top of when I put it on my plate. So that way I get a better distribution, and that way I'd have a better mouthfeel, and the textures of the salad would be much more enjoyable at that point. All right, so let's give this a quick whisk, make sure everything is here. I'm gonna dress this fairly lightly. So I'm gonna use about half the dressing here, right? That should seem about right. And there's 2 adages to mixing a salad. One, you could use your tongs. Nothing beats your hands. So get in there. So, because when you mix your salad now, you're able to get a feel of does it have the right amount of coating? Usually you start with less and then you go to more. But with this way, as you can see, there's a nice even glistening to the salad, and you should be very happy with that result right there. This is going to be a fantastic salad. Let's go to the bowl. Let's serve this salad. Typically, if I'm on my own, I would eat the salad straight out of the bowl. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm sure we've all done it. But as a hearty salad here, let's get this arranged beautifully in the bowl. Let's start with that. And maybe pull a little piece of broccoli there. Get a little extra bit of the cucumber, which you don't see there. Get a little bit of the pepper. That's turning into a pretty hearty salad there, isn't it? It's wonderful. All right, now we do for the final touches. And this is where I do like having the ability to use my design sensibility of how to have a bit of fun with your food. And we're going to add a few little slices of orange here. One more will do. Just put those around the side because, again, it's a sort of choose your own adventure. Let's crumple some cheese on this. Again, that's one of the joys of feta. It crumples nicely. And as you go down in the bowl, you can mix in the cheese and feta and orange and cucumber. That's just a boss combination. Add a little bit of capers to it. You are just singing along with every Mediterranean flavor that you have available to you in your kitchen, as you please. All right, that's it for the cheese. And the last couple touches, a few capers for a little punch of saltiness. Again, you don't need a lot, right? Just have to be able to get that little touch in there, that mouth-watering pop. And the last bit, pumpkin seeds. Get a handful. That, my friends, is just a thrown together, very simple salad with a honey Dijon dressing with a bit of orange. And if you want to add a little bit more pepper, do that. And that is a meal there ready to go. Lots of freshness, lots of variety, lots of savory elements, done a little bit of sweet, lots of crisp elements, crunchy elements, some soft elements. Follow the 5 principles and it will be delicious. I'm just going to steal my fork here and I'm going to give that a mix. As you can see, the salad is already, because I mixed it with my hands, maintains a lovely consistency, and that way you're going to get almost everything in every bite, which is what you really want to be able to go for. And more importantly, you need to taste every ingredient. Let's follow that simple principle. All right, I'm going to muff this now, and you're going to hear me chew. Let's not sweat that because I'm going to enjoy the salad. So I have a little bit of chicken, I have a little bit of lettuce, and I have an orange slice on here with a bit of cheese. Let's see how it all goes together. Oh my. That's delicious. Again, using stuff that you just have on hand and prepare for the week, you can knock off salads like this very quickly. You saw how long it took me from having all the items prepared to the point of actually creating a very delicious salad. Something that if you were to go to a restaurant or order from Skip the Dishes, you're going to spend $20 to $25 on. And you could have this in the convenience of your own home. And I think I could have made about 3 to 4 more salads for what I had here. So please follow some of the principles of meal prep. Follow my 5 principles for thinking about the salad in its entirety, to the ingredients that go into it, the texture and mouthfeel, to experimenting and making your own dressing. You won't fail at enjoying fresher food, healthier food, helping you stay on your fitness and health goals, and actually eat that much more deliciously. Okay, folks, thanks again for watching. I greatly appreciate you out there. And if you like what you're seeing, hit the like button. Please subscribe and just keep on going out there and taste the world. That's really good. Oh, delicious.